What is the biggest coincidence that made you question the fabric of reality? This guy I went to grade school and high school with, an acquaintance at best. I've seen him in 5 different locations in different countries throughout the last 15 years. Disney World when I was a kid. Some beach bar in Thailand. The Bean in Chicago. A pub in Budapest. A library in San Jose, Costa Rica. We've become friends due our love of traveling, but neither of us post on social media and neither of us communicated with each other our plans to travel. We never talked outside of the random meetings. Now if I see him, it's like the world wants us to have a beer together. Haha. I was crossing the street after leaving a store and had the strangest feeling I was going to break my ankle, so carefully avoided a vehicle coming my way. That evening, I went to pick up Thai food, fell leaving the restaurant on less than a 4-inch step, and shattered my ankle to the point of needing surgery, and after a year haven't fully healed. My dad lives in a national park here in Australia. It's farmland that's grandfathered in. It's the remnants of a volcano that blew itself up very violently, so it's very hilly terrain. One day we were sitting out on the deck when we see a hang glider come down halfway down the valley, and it didn't look like a nice landing. Shit, we better see if he's all right. They don't land anywhere near here. So we get in the car, drive for about 10 minutes to reach the spot. We head over to the guy who is standing by a very damaged glider. The pilot is staring at us incredulously. He stammers, "Fuck, Jack, is that you?" My dad, who hasn't seen his childhood friend for 35 years, shouts, "Fuck, Tim, is that you?" They both grew up in Greymouth, NZ. Found each other randomly after a glider crash in NSW, Australia. My wife is a nurse. In her first nursing job, she had a preceptor who showed her the ropes of the job. They have remained best friends to today. That preceptor was my first kindergarten girlfriend. Didn't know until my wife wanted us to all go out to eat together. I went to school in a different city than where she works. Also, my wife is originally from 8 hours away outside Detroit. I did some community theater stage acting in my teens. Turns out she came to visit her family in this area one summer, and they took her to see the show I was in. This was probably 15 years before we met. I had been at my youngest sister's soccer football game. I made conversation with one of the soccer moms for the opposing team. I think she thought I was an adult. They won. We told her we'd beat her next time, yada yada yada. It finished kinda late, but we were hungry and decided to stop at Supplantation. As I'm getting in line with my tray, I look up and see this exact same woman reaching for the same corn at the same time. I chuckled and thought nothing of it. A year later, I decided to treat myself with a smoothie. As I'm stepping up to order in an entirely different state, I shit you not, this lady and her kid come into the shop. We chatted, then I was on my way. One time, me and my dad were discussing his friend while out driving at night without many other cars on the road. As we were talking, we pulled up to a red light, and the car waiting in front was my dad's friend. He didn't even live close to there. The Jim twins. Look it up. 2 twins who were given up for adoption at birth, given the same first name by their adoptive parents, took family vacations to the same beach, married women with the same name, divorced. Their second wives' names were off by 1 letter. Both served as volunteer sheriffs. Both were into carpentry. Both smoked the same brand cigarettes and drank the same brand beer. About 15 years ago or so, I was playing Counter-Strike 1.6 and tried joining a password-protected server with a few people in it. I typed in yellow for the password and it worked. First try. I'll never forget that. Last week I am at work doing a job. My coworker strikes up a conversation with the homeowner at the job site and mentions that his parents live across the street from him. He also asks how long he had lived there. Homeowner responds that it has only been a few months. He just moved to the city from small town several hours away. Coworker laughs and says he was born and raised in that town. Then asks, "Do you know the miniplex at the corner of X Street and Y Street? I lived right across from that." Homeowner looks confused. "Do you mean at 103 X Street? That was my house." They talked more and discovered that my coworker's parents had sold their house to this homeowner when they moved to the city. He lived there for 15 years and then sold it to move to the same city, across the street from the previous owners. Small world. Several years back, a good friend of mine pointed out that he, his girlfriend, and I had the same last 4 digits on our phone numbers. 1 in 100 million chance. Kinda. When my brother and I were little, we went to my aunt's lake house for winter break. One of my aunt's friends invited us over to dinner. It was my best friend's family who had family on the same lake and was vacationing at the same time. I met my doppelganger in Iraq. I wish I had the pictures. I'm white, grew up in Canada, moved to the US and went to Iraq with the Marines. He lived in Al Rutba. His complexion, build, face structure, everything was identical. It was so uncanny it disturbed his mother greatly. Sure, out of 7 billion, we all have look-alikes, but this one was so close we even had the same moles.